Hi friends, let's have a look at one of the easiest topic is one disclosure of accounting policy. So the statement itself clearly defines what is this disclosure showing of accounting policy. So what is the accounting policy that you want? Accounting policy in a general sense, the policy accounting policy stands for the policy adopted to achieve the accounting goals. So what's the accounting goals? The accounting goals are the profit and loss. To find out the profit and loss for the accounting period, particular accounting period. In technical sense, the accounting policy stands for principles and the methods adopted to achieve the principles. This is what the accounting policy stands for. So, what is the principles and methods adopted to achieve the principles? In a general sense, principles is something that is like rules and regulations. It's not identically rules and regulations, but it's somewhat like rules and regulations. In accounting, principles is some set of procedures followed from the past and accepted by most of them. So let's have an example. Depreciation is the very best example. So depreciation, providing depreciation is the principle. It's one kind of principle. It's widely accepted and followed by all. It's like 10% of following it. You gonna have a depreciation in your profit and loss account, and the method adapted to achieve the principle. See, you're gonna have many methods to adapt to follow depreciation, but SLM and WDV are the statutorily accepted one. So the method, if you follow the SLM, the accounting policy you're following is that a straight line method. If you're gonna follow WDV, the accounting policy is the written down value method. So when you let's take an example of valuation of closing stock. The valuation of closing stock is a principle. It's some kind of rule followed from the past. So how can you value? The method adapted to achieve the principle. So what's the method? How can you value? The basic question is valuation. How can you value? You have a lot of methods like FIFO, LIFO, average, weighted average, base stock, weighted average, base, and a lot more. So when you have a wide options, which method to select? It's not that open circle to have a choice of yours. The standard clearly defines the accounting policy to be selected. What is an accounting policy? It's like a replicate to the how to follow the principles and the methods. Not how to, it's the methods to follow and to achieve the principles. So accounting policy is a replicate of the methods in a general sense, in an open broad sense. So when you're gonna have wide choices, see what you're gonna select. The first thing, the primary consideration in your mind should be that the method you select must give a true and fair view of the accounting statements. The accounting policy you selected must give a true and fair view of the accounting statements. So what is the true and fair view? So coming back to the example, the value of the closing stock must be, it's like the true value and the billable value, fair value, true and fair value. The value doesn't be a true and fair value. The statements on a broad view, if you're gonna have, if you're gonna increase the closing stock value, your gross profit increases, your net profit increases, your capital increases. That's not the true and fair view of the accounting statements you generated. That's not reproducing the correct view what an you need to produce. So the closing stock must be in a true and fair value. So that's what it is. The primary thing you need to consider in any, not only in closing stock, it's like any accounting policy, any method. If you're gonna have a principle and you're gonna have a multiple methods to follow the principles, I mean to say to go below the principles, the first thing which thing you need to select, which method you need to select is that the first thing which should strike your mind is that which gives the true and fair view of the accounting statements. Okay, I have got two things, like let's come to FIFO and weighted average gives me the true and fair view. So next consideration, secondary consideration, the war between these two things. Secondary consideration, the secondary consideration is that when I follow a particular accounting policy, is that prudence enough? What is this prudence? The basic prudence word defines is this way, that expect no losses. No, I mean to say expect no profits but losses. When you're gonna account something, predict future losses but not profits. When you have an eye estimating that you're gonna get some loss in the near future, better write it now itself. You be in a safer zone in the future. That's what the prudence concept starts with. You need to compare and weigh which has the most prudence policy, which is likely to be most prudent. You vote for it. And the next thing is that materiality. What's this materiality? What is this materiality? For a 100 crore turnover company, 10,000 asset is not something to be shown in the balance sheet. It looks annoying. So the method you're gonna follow to achieve the principle must consider only the material things, ignoring the immaterial things. That's what this method stands for. And the third is the substance over form. So what is the substance over form? Substance stands for reality over form, formality or legality. Reality over legality. This would be better understood if I go with an example. So this is, let's think, March 30, I went near a land seller and bought a land. I mean to say, I paid an amount and he handed over, he gave all rights to me with regards to the land and building. Example, with regards to the land and building, the registration process is yet to complete. It's not completed, it's in the middle of the stage. But every reality form, what I mean to say, see, handing over the money to him and the asset to me and giving over all the rights over it to me is the reality, in which general sense understood that the building, I mean to say the land or the building belongs to me. So as soon as the reality finishes, I mean to say an event or transaction in real terms is completed, only the legal formality is awaited to complete. It's something to be accounted. Did you get me? It should be accounted, and the method you need to compare which method is more towards the reality. That thing you need to select. So when you gonna have, let's have a quick look. When you gonna have multiple methods to be followed, so which thing you need to select? So first thing which your mind should get is that which gives me the true and fair. Okay, I have bought 3 to 4 methods, so these all give me the true and fair view. And the second things to be considered, which method is more prudence, which method gives me materiality, which is over which is over towards the reality. When these three conditions are followed, I mean to say, any method weights more or more weightage or these three principles, you're gonna select that accounting policy. So selection of accounting policy is completed. So I have selected an accounting policy, I have followed an accounting policy. The main theme of the accounting standard is to disclose an accounting policy. Where to disclose? Can I disclose in the profit or loss statement? As soon as depreciation, in the down can I write OSLM? In the valuation of closing stock, can I write FIFO? It's not that case. It's not that. You need to disclose all the accounting policy at one place. What is this place titled? Notes to accounts. Notes to accounts. At the notes to accounts, you need to specify in a numerical way, I mean to say an orderly, all the accounting policies follow. Do you mean all? Whatever I have followed? Do you mean I need to write in the notes to accounts? Yes, you need to write everything, every accounting policy you followed, except for three cases. That is fundamentally accepted accounting assumptions. What are those three fundamentally accounting accepted assumptions? These are the three: consistency, accrual, going concerns. What is consistency? The method which you follow in the previous year must be followed in the current year too. What do you mean? Yeah, what I mean means the method you are following to achieve a particular principle must be consistent. It should not be changing over a period and period. It's like it's not follow one method. It's like you should not follow SLM in the previous method, WD in the current, and switch off to the SLM again in the following year. It's not that case. You need to maintain the same consistent method to follow to achieve a principle. That is what consistency stands for. So what is accrual? Accrual stands for as an event or transaction took place, you need to account it. It should not be awaited till the inflow or outflow of an asset. I mean to say cash. As soon as the event occurs, you need to account it. That's what the accrual stands for. What is the going concerns? Every business runs with an assumption that our business is going to run for the very far future, unpredictable future. This is the going concern concept. These three principles, I mean to say, these three principles are followed in each and every business concern. So, if these three principles are followed, no need to disclose in the notes to accounts. Not followed, you need to disclose in the notes to accounts with the reason why you didn't follow the accounting policy. It's not that disclosure is not an excuse. Third very important point, disclosure is not an excuse of misappropriation. Is not an excuse. See, if you have followed an accounting policy which is not acceptable by the institute, then mere disclosure is not an excuse for the misappropriation you may. It's just an accounting standard to specify that what to disclose and what not to disclose. That's it. So one thing I need to say, consistency. I am following WDA from last 3 years. I need to switch to SLM. So how can I do that? There are 3 ways you can switch over. If any accounting standard demands, see, in the future, if any accounting standard, new accounting standard emerges and it demands for the past one to be rubbed off, I mean to say overwritten, you need to follow the new accounting standard. I mean to say you can change the accounting policy. This is the one condition. Statutory condition. If at all a notification or notice is released by the institute regarding the regarding the what do you say following of accounting policy, you can change if the present accounting policy you are following is not in accordance with the notification released by the institute, you can change it to the new one as per the guidelines. Third one, if you think that the new one will give a true and fair view of the accounting statements, in these three cases you can switch to the, I mean to say you can skip off the consistency concept. I mean to say as soon as you skip off it, you need to mention in the notes to account with clearly the reason why you did so. Yeah, that's the whole glimpse of the disclosure of accounting policy AS1. Let's have a quick look. See, what is accounting policy? First point, accounting policy is the principles and methods adopted to achieve the principles. Okay, next point, you need to disclose all this at one place. Where is it? Notes to accounts. Notes to accounts. COG, fundamentally accounting assumptions. Others, accounting policy. Followed, not to disclose. Not followed, to disclose. Others, followed, disclose. Not followed, not to disclose. Disclosure is not an excuse. Disclosure is not an excuse for the misappropriation you made. It sounds very tasty. This simple. It sounds like what? AS1 is this simple. If at all a question appears regarding AS1, what to write in the exam? This is a big question. See, as soon as you capture a question regarding AS1, have 3 paras well built in your mind. First one stands for the related AS1 topic. See, I have told you the 3 things. It's just 3 things. When you're gonna see the regarding a question of selection of accounting policy, you need to write how can you select primary consideration, secondary consideration, 1 para. The first para should be of regarding how to select. The primary consideration is true and fair view, and the secondary consideration is these 3 points. Okay, these 3 things. And the second para continue relating to the question. What's matter given in the question? You need to write in a brief way. Third one is that relating these 2 things, I mean to say what's given in the question with the accounting standard. Relating these 2 things and giving a mere conclusion. This para is very important. This para is very important. You need to, it's like you need to relate and once again conclusion is very important. So this and this, so the following method is correct, so you can change the, it's like so you can change the accounting policy. So with regards to the above discussion, the selection of accounting policy is correct. It's like something you need to write the disclosure, I mean a conclusion. That's it. It's as simple as that. Do subscribe and share. Feel free to comment. Thank you.